Hello, District 42 Toastmasters. In case we haven't met, my name is Lynette Terrio. I'm the District 42 Chief Judge for the 2019-2020 Toastmasters year. I welcome you to the Ballot Counter briefing. This briefing, along with the training put on by the district, makes up the bulk of the typical briefing that we would have before a contest. Now, the District 42 is putting on training. We've offered up one session on April 11th, which we recorded, and it is available on the D42 website. We are also doing training on April 15th and 16th at 7 o'clock in the evening. We really do require that you attend one of those sessions, but if you aren't able to, the webinar was recorded on Saturday for your viewing. This, along with that, really should give you a pretty clear picture of what's expected when you arrive at the contest. Speaking of arriving at the contest, we need you to be there early. There's a lot to set up and there's a lot to do. We really don't have time for many briefings, but we want to ensure that everyone's in place. One of the things that you will be asked to do is to remove any profile picture that you have on your Zoom account. If you aren't sure how to do that, I'm just going to allow my computer a second to catch up here. So give it just a minute and it should show my particular Zoom profile. There's a profile picture here. You click on change. So if you don't have a picture on already, don't add one. But if you do, then what you need to do is delete it. But I'm just going to add one here so I can show you how to delete it. So we just have a cute puppy dog. I've moved it around so I can see exactly what I want to see. And there you go. We have a profile picture. In order to delete it, it's a simple reverse process. Click delete. It'll ask you to confirm. You click yes. Picture goes away. The reason that we're asking you to do that ahead of time is because often it doesn't take effect until you've left Zoom and come back in. So we want to make sure that you don't have to leave the meeting. It can be very confusing for all. So, pardon me. So you will have no profile picture and you will rename yourself when you get to the meeting as well. If you've not ever renamed yourself in a Zoom meeting before, all you have to do, I have a screenshot here that I can show you. All you have to do is click on the participant icon. That will show all of the participants in the meeting along the right-hand side of your screen. At that point, you simply hover over your name and it allows you to change it. So we'd ask you to do that. You will change your name to BC1 or BC2. Ballot Counter might be a little bit too long, so we want to make sure that we don't run out of characters. So rename yourself as Ballot Counter 1 or Ballot Counter 2. Those name associations will be sent to you if they haven't been already. I'm sending out confirmation emails for all of the contest officials before the contest starts. I'm waiting until my spreadsheet fills up in order to send it out to avoid confusion and doing double the work. So you may not have received it yet, but you will before the contest starts, I promise. Now, your job as a ballot counter is really pretty simple. Show up early, delete your profile picture, make sure you're named properly, and sit back and enjoy the contest. It's once the contest is over that you get to work. You and the chief judge and all of the judges will be moved immediately following the last speaker to a breakout room. That's where the judges will finish tabulating their score. So while we're in that breakout room, we will have that silence. Make sure you're muted so you can talk behind the scenes, but we will allow that silence for the judges to finish tabulating their scores. Once they're done, they will then submit it to both of the ballot counters and the chief judge. They will send it preferably by text message. They may send it by email. We'll have made those arrangements ahead of time, and that will be based entirely on whether or not you have a cell phone or whether or not they have a cell phone. So if cell phones are not an option in some cases, then it will be sent by email. So you need to make sure that you have a properly and fully charged cell phone ready and available to take text messages, and that you have your computer available as well and ready to accept email. So we need to have both of those methods available to us, because it may depend on what's going on with the judges as to how that gets sent. So again, all of the contact information will be shared between all the contest officials before it starts. As ballot counters, you will have a tally sheet that I will have already sent to you, and you can preferably print that off, because unfortunately it's not a fillable PDF like a lot of the other documents. I'm just going to pull up my sheet here. Let me just go through my documents. And the tally sheet, here we go. So for whatever reason, Toastmasters has decided to make all of their forms fillable PDFs except for this one. So best if you print it off or have some semblance of this idea printed for yourself. You'll have the contestant names at the beginning of the contest, but you'll have the judges' names long before the contest. So you should be able to fill those in as soon as you get the list of judges for your individual contest, which will come in that confirmation email we talked about. Once the contest is over, as soon as that last contestant finishes speaking, the judges, you, the ballot counters, and the chief judge will all be moved to a breakout room. The judges will have time at that point to finish tallying their scores and then submit their ballots to you and to the chief judge. Those ballots will be submitted via text message or email, and then you will begin to fill out your tally sheet. Each ballot counter will be responsible for receiving all the ballots and filling out the tally sheet, as will the chief judge. Once we all have that filled out, we'll compare notes, make sure that we have all got the same totals for all of our contestants, that we have all come to the same conclusion as to who first, second, and third place is. At that point, once the tally sheets are done and we have confirmed that they are accurate, you, the ballot counters, can move out of the breakout room and back into the main meeting space. The chief judge will remain in the breakout room to take that information, put it onto the results form, and send that to the Toastmaster and the contest chair for the announcement of the winners at the very end of both contests. That's the tally sheet. It's pretty simple, and we'll work on it together once we get to that breakout room at the end of the contest.